From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network and Troy campuses around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Weekly.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Weekly. We're glad you joined us for this look at what's happening in and around Troy University. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Well, Troy University kicked off a new lecture series this week focusing on law and invited one of the most successful trial lawyers in the country to be the first speaker. Sarah Singletary has the details.
Noted trial lawyer and one-time governor of Alabama, Jerry Beasley, was the guest speaker at the inaugural speech of the Gibson Vance Distinguished Lecture Series for Legal Studies. Gibson Vance is a member of Troy University's Board of Trustees, and he endowed the series to bring attention to the field of law and give back to his alma mater.
Well, you know, I had the opportunity to go to school here, graduated, 30 years ago, and it was my opportunity to give back to the university that gave so much to me. We were blessed to be able to endow this lectureship series, and a lot of students leave Troy and go on to law school. So I thought it was a good opportunity to let the students at Troy hear from some of the best lawyers in the country, and there's nobody better to start the series than my law partner, Jerry Beasley.
Beasley is considered by many to be one of the most successful trial lawyers in the country. His Montgomery-based law firm has won millions of dollars in judgments for his clients over the years. Beasley wanted to share how some of these cases have benefited both clients and the judicial system as a whole.
Well, I'm going to talk about the importance of the court system, the judicial system, and how lawyers work into the system, and some of the results that we've had that changed corporate culture and maybe, in my opinion, help people.
In addition to his connection to Vance, Beasley is no stranger to Troy University and says he considers it an honor to be the first speaker in the series.
The fact that I was asked, I appreciate that tremendously. Dr. Hawkins is a great college president, in my opinion, the best I've ever dealt with over my entire career. And as a result, Troy has gained tremendously in every possible way.
A Troy University fraternity has been recognized for their philanthropic efforts after raising $25,000 in the fight against cancer. Anna Kate Patterson has the details.
Troy University's Farmhouse Fraternity presented the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society a check for $25,000 on Monday. Farmhouse Fraternity International donates to the society every year, but according to the Troy chapter president, this chapter's donation will fund a research topic that hits close to home.
Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a blood cancer known primarily to college-age men, and so that's why I think that it was a great opportunity for us to hopefully give to something that's a lot bigger than us.
Using fundraisers throughout the year, Farmhouse tries to raise as much money as possible to send to the society. Each year, the members of the fraternity set their goal higher than the last, and this year they hit a special benchmark.
They said, hey, if you send us about $700 more, if you can scrap around, have just one more event, then you qualify to sponsor a research portfolio, which means that you can help support a research grant to your choosing.
For being one of the first educationally based organizations to ever raise $25,000 on their own, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society awarded the fraternity with an award that did not even exist until now. And Troy University Chancellor Dr. Jack Hawkins expressed his pride in the fraternity brothers and their efforts.
Well, I think this is a historic occasion for Troy University. I'm so proud of the Farmhouse fraternity and what they've done. And I think the example these young men have set in terms of raising a significant amount of money for a very worthy cause, I think it's a day for all of us to celebrate.
Troy University students got to share a little of their homeland last Friday night as they celebrated a traditional festival from China here on campus. Janae Jordan has the details.
With Troy University being an international school, it is important that they incorporate traditions outside of America. So on Friday night, the Chinese students held the Mid-Autumn Festival inside the Trojan Center ballrooms.
This is like a traditional Chinese festival we celebrate in China. So we do it again right here because we want our students from China, we can just celebrate together.
The Mid-Autumn Festival is an outdoor tradition where friends and family come together to eat mooncakes and watch the moon, which is a symbol of harmony and unity.
In this festival, we have like the traditional religion in China, which is Chang'e and Houyi. So this festival representative is the reunion So we provide the mooncake, which is kind of like traditional fast Chinese food.
The celebration of dancing, singing, and being around friends helps relieve the feeling of the Chinese students' homesickness.
American is kind of like our second home because like we live far with the family, friends. So if we can hang out with friends and we can union with the friend, that's the best things we can do here. So I think that's the happiness things we are.
The Mid-Autumn Festival is not only a happy party for Chinese students, but it's also a good opportunity for Americans and other international students to experience traditional Chinese culture. Janae Jordan, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
We're going to take a short break, but when we return, we'll see how Troy's theater department is breathing new life into the story of Peter Pan. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
This is Dr. Daniel Smith. He's an expert in domestic and international economics. But his proudest achievement is connecting with his students and helping them accomplish more than they ever thought possible. That's the warrior spirit, and it's alive and well at Troy University. Feel it at troy.edu/spirit.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
On Tuesday night, Trojan fans got their first look at this year's men's and women's basketball teams during Trojan Madness. Janae Jordan has the highlights.
It's almost time for the men's and women's basketball season to start. So to kick things off on Tuesday night, the fans came out to Trojan Arena for Trojan Madness.
I was so excited because I love yelling and cheering for Troy football and basketball, and I had a great time and it felt amazing, and I probably won't have a voice tomorrow, but it's totally worth it.
Some students talked about how this is their first time ever experiencing Trojan Madness, and they are looking forward to cheering on the Trojans basketball team this up-and-coming season.
It was awesome. It's actually my first time experiencing this, and I totally loved it, and I'm so excited for next year's.
I'm so ready. I've never experienced anything like this.
Trojan Madness included games such as the three-point shootout, dunk contest, and family feud, Trojan style, to keep the energy up and the fans cheering.
It was very exciting, you know. I felt like it was a lot of support, you know, from the sororities and the fans. I know it was going to be a lot of support because, like I said, we just beat LSU. So I knew that a lot of people would come out after the pep rally, and I just hope that we can see those same people that was in the seats tonight in the games too.
After the men's and women's basketball team both won the Sun Belt Conference tournament last season, the Trojans are looking forward to a great season. Janae Jordan, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
Troy University's Office of Civic Engagement is offering up some lessons on the transition from college to the real world in a series of events called Adulting 101. The latest installment got students prepared for the post-college job search. Ashley Brown has the details.
Thanks to Troy's Office of Civic Engagement, students were served advice on the interviewing process and pizza during the second session of Adulting 101 Thursday morning in the Trojan Center. The session was led by a member of the university's career services, and everything from what to wear to how to properly shake hands was discussed.
This is a speaker series that the Office of Civic Engagement is putting on. It's a brand new series we started this year. It deals with mature skills of, life skills, things you need to know going out into the real world.
During the session, students also got the opportunity to practice answering generic interview questions. One student shared his reaction after the exercise.
Adulting is relatively more difficult than being in college. We learned the skills, like the soft skills that you need to have for a successful interview, such as critical thinking or, basically being able to communicate with the interviewer at that time.
This was the last Adulting 101 session of the semester. The Office of Civic Engagement plans to continue the series next semester. They are also designing another service to help students in the interviewing process.
The Office of Civic Engagement and Career Services are pairing up to do a career closet. It's going to be, I think, in the business building. You can go in and check out professional clothing, and then there's suits and there's blouses, shirts, ties, shoes. So it's going to be pretty all-inclusive, and you rent it. So if you have an interview, maybe on the fly, it just you just got the call and you don't really have anything to wear, this is going to be a great resource for students.
Ashley Brown, Troy TrojanVision News.
Troy University's theater department is bringing the story of Peter Pan to the Trojan Center stage. However, this show is a slightly different take on the character than most people are used to seeing. Jessica Prince shows us how.
Troy University's theater department had their final dress rehearsal for their upcoming play, Peter and the Starcatcher. The popular story of the boy who wouldn't grow up takes an exciting twist as the audience enters the magical origin of Peter Pan and company.
I feel very excited. I cannot wait to see what the audience is going to think about it. This show is full of play and adventure, and so we've really discovered new things about our characters. We've been doing dress rehearsals for about a week now, and so it's really exciting once things start coming together to get like all of the adrenaline.
I'm stoked. I'm so excited. I can't wait for people to come and be a part of this with us. It's been really, really fun to work with the actors and technicians and designers to create this world and just see what they come up with to make it come to life.
I think that everybody's in for a really, really great show. The students have done a phenomenal job and they've been working really, really hard. It is tons of fun, and if you are interested in Peter Pan or fantasy or being a kid again or just seeing really great, really funny, really entertaining theater, then this is absolutely the show for you.
This show is planned to run Thursday, October 12th through the 15th, and the following weekend, Thursday, October 19th through the 21st. Tickets go on sale Thursday, October 12th.
Tickets are available at the Trojan Center box office right around the corner from the Barnes & Noble bookstore, and they're also available online at troytheater.org. We've got 3 different ticket prices actually. It's just $10 general admission, but $5 with the Troy student ID, and then we also will do student flash ticket sales in the Trojan Center down in the food court on Thursday and Friday of this week and next week, where tickets are $1. So that's a great chance to get a really inexpensive ticket to an awesome show. I think a lot of different kinds of people will enjoy this show. I think that it's for the young and the young at heart. We've been saying that it's for the kid that's still in all of us, and it really is kind of an adventure.
Jessica Prince, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Japanese animation, or anime, has become popular in the United States through TV shows like Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon. However, there are different types and styles of anime. And at their most recent meeting, Troy's International Student Cultural Organization dedicated a night to the art form. Seth Hawk has the details.
Troy's International Student Cultural Organization had a movie night Thursday night, but this wasn't your typical movie, as the animation in the movie was done in the Japanese anime form.
So tonight ISCO is hosting a movie night, and specifically we're going to watch a Studio Ghibli film called Grave of the Fireflies.
The movie ISCO chose for tonight is Grave of the Fireflies, and it is a critically acclaimed movie with a 96% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, this story follows 2 Japanese children by the names of Seita and Setsuko, who were born in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Grave of the Fireflies is about these 2 children trying to survive in Japan right after the U.S. had dropped the bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And basically they're alone, their parents have been killed, and they're just trying to survive the really rough terrain and the loneliness.
Although the movie looks innocent enough just by looking at the cover, there is something to learn from the 2 main characters, according to Wood.
The thing I really want them the most to learn from this particular film is how much innocent people and civilians, and especially children, are affected during and after wartime. A lot of times we overlook the innocent people that are affected by military conflicts, And this film really shows how important it is to remember them in the long run. It's not just in the moment or the days or weeks after. This affects them for years, and I think it's important for us to know that, especially nowadays.
Seth Hawk, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll see how some Troy students are preparing for a zombie apocalypse. That vital information is coming up right after this break, so stay with us.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Now back to Troy TrojanVision News Weekly.
Open-air markets often provide local vendors a way to sell their goods while also getting to know their fellow community members. Well, last Saturday, the city of Troy gave Pike County artists and farmers a chance to do just that through its downtown market. Nathaniel Rodriguez shows us how.
Underneath Saturday's cloudy skies, people flocked to the city of Troy's downtown square for the first of this year's fall markets. Live music played by guitarist Lenny Trowick and his students filled the air as shoppers browsed through the food and craft selections by local vendors.
For the most part, everyone that's here is from Pike County. And yes, you could say that it's a miniature Troy Fest, but yeah, we've enjoyed it, and you know, the community has really turned out and supported it.
With Hurricane Nate's impending arrival just hours after this market was to take place, Wyndham said that there were some concerns over how this would have affected the turnout.
I've had a few of our vendors say that they were really surprised at how good of a crowd of shoppers we've had today, considering the weather that we might possibly be dealing with, but people came out and shopped and enjoyed in spite of that.
And for one vendor, interacting with the community through the fall market meant more to him than making a profit.
There's not that much money involved in it, but I get to meet a lot of people. I met two different couples this morning that I felt led to explain to some things about Troy, and it works good on that.
Suicide is a touchy subject that many people may not like to talk about, and that's where the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention steps in. Last weekend, they held a walk in the capital city to benefit those for suicide awareness and to remember those who were victims. Justin Walker has the details.
Remembering loved ones. This was the focus of a suicide walk held in Montgomery on Saturday to raise awareness for suicide prevention.
Well, today we're out here doing the Montgomery Out of the Darkness Suicide Prevention Walk in honor of suicide survivors, loved ones that have been lost, awareness, getting the word out, and bringing the community together and letting everyone know about suicide prevention.
Several teams participated in the walk, joined together in an effort to help prevent suicide and letting family and friends that have lost a loved one to suicide know that they're not alone.
We came out to support Mackenzie Farrakhan's family and all other families that were affected by suicide. And I mean, it's a nice day out here, so why not come out and support all other families?
Funds raised from the walk will go directly to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention to help raise awareness for suicide prevention, as well as to help train educators of the warning signs associated with suicidal thoughts.
AFSP is 30 years old this year, so this is our 30th year. We started the suicide prevention walks in 2002 and have raised over $3 million going towards suicide prevention.
And the walk isn't dedicated to only family members, but to anyone who has ever committed suicide.
In every aspect, we are covering it in this walk, whether they're a survivor, whether they lost a child, whether they lost a friend, whether they lost a military member or first responder.
For more information on suicide prevention or to donate, you can visit the website at afsp.org. In Montgomery, Justin Walker, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
If zombies attacked, would you be prepared to defend yourself in what would inevitably become an apocalyptic battle for survival? Well, if you aren't, don't worry, it probably won't actually happen. But that doesn't stop a group of Troy University students from having a little zombie killing fun on campus. Stuart Bradley has the details.
It's a zombie apocalypse that won't rot your flesh off. This is the Humans vs. Zombies Club. It got its start in a college in Missouri a few years ago and has since gained national attention. The club at Troy is going into its second year. It was started by Ian Kent, whose brother is now a member.
I mean, he had seen a lot of clubs on campus, and he just wanted something else to really kind of stand out and stuff.
But you're probably asking yourself, just what is this exactly?
Humans vs. Zombies, the way I like to describe it most is it is an intense game of tag with Nerf blasters. And it's a lot of fun. It's a great stress reliever for our students and for participants. Basically, we get to run around, so it provides great exercise, and it's a great opportunity to make lots of friends.
The rules are pretty simple. As a human, you're trying to defend yourself against the zombies. You do so by arming yourselves with the Nerf gun. As a zombie, you're trying to tag as many humans as possible until there are none left.
Zombies will run around with bandanas wrapped around their heads. Humans will run around with it tied around usually their arm, but some will do their wrist.
The purpose of last night was to be a mini-game showcase. The mini-games included an escort mission, a game of zombie sharks and minnows, and a reverse game of hide-and-seek called Sardines.
It's just some small games that we do to get people, new people interested and experienced with both sides before campaign actually begins.
So far, the club has done a great job of bringing different kinds of people together and forming friendships.
You just form great friendships out here. I know many other people have formed friends out here. It's a lot of fun. We're a great community out here that just want to have fun.
I got to know the people, and they really turned into some of my best friends. Some of my closest friends have come out of this organization.
I decided to join the organization to help it stay a positive and stress relieving game for college students.
Those interested in playing can check out the official Troy Humans vs. Zombies Facebook page. Stuart Bradley, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
It's time for our last break, but when we return, we'll learn about this year's Fall Career Fair. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Troy University was one of the very first in America to really embrace technology and to deliver coursework at a distance. We do a wonderful job in class, but we also are committed to doing that same wonderful job online. What we're there to do is to meet the student where he or she is and to help them reach their potential. Truly, we know our students by name and not by number, and that's what you find at Troy University.
Oh, it's gonna be great. I think it goes around.
Let's go. We gotta get you in practice.
And it's set.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
Troy University students will get the chance to learn about future employment opportunities at the Fall Career Fair. We'll learn more about what students can expect at the fair in this week's Trojan Talk. Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Today we'll be talking about this year's Fall Career Fair. My guest today, Coordinator of Career Services, Lauren Cole. Lauren, thanks for joining me here today.
Sure.
And as always, when we bring you here, we're usually talking about a career fair or some other career options for Troy University students. Career fair coming up here. Tell us a little bit about what Troy students can expect from the career fair.
Okay, so our big event every semester is always our career fair. This fall it's coming up Wednesday, October the 18th. It'll be from 10 to 2 in Sartain Hall. So what they can look forward to is really an opportunity to either make connections for an internship or a job, or I always tell students, take the opportunity to come just to practice. Approaching employers, practicing what we call their elevator speech, and just taking the opportunity to be surrounded by a room full of employers for practice and for those networking connections.
Networking connections, you talk about there the possibilities for internships and jobs, and that's probably, I guess, the primary focus for upperclassmen,
right,
is making those connections to see internships and jobs. So how important is it to, I guess, put on a good face and be professional and talk to some of these employers about those opportunities?
Right. Well, we even want sophomores to start thinking internships, but it's really important. What they need to do is they need to come prepared. So they need to check out our resource we have online. It's called Handshake.
Okay.
It's a new website that's coming out. It's on our website, and they can go to that and see the employers that are coming. It used to be what was equivalent to Trojan Link.
Okay.
We're excited about Handshake because it has a lot more employers in the system in this region. So they can go in there, research those companies, and so when they approach a company, they need to know a little bit about what that company does. They don't have to know everything, but that makes them stand apart from all the other students that approach the employer. And they just need to have a professional resume. We can help with that. We do resume reviews all the time. And then just have practice their introduction so that they can clearly communicate a few of their skills.
And you talk about sophomores getting involved, and obviously freshmen, a career fair may not be something that is in their view at this point, but there's still opportunities for them to go, because there may be an undecided freshman or sophomore out there who they go to a career fair and suddenly they find out about a possible job that they didn't know about before.
Even as early as freshman year, we want those students out shadowing in the community, so this might be the opportunity to line up some shadowing experiences. We also, I'll be back to talk about it hopefully in the spring, but we'll do what we call Major Madness, and it's a fair in the spring that freshmen can really look forward to for exploration of different majors that are out there. But the career fair is a good chance to talk with employers about what's the day-to-day of the job really look like.
And of course, you've mentioned this before, and I like to focus on this when you come here, and that is the elevator speech. And you've said it a couple times already here, but what is an elevator speech, and how important is that, especially when you're talking to a potential employer?
Right, so every student needs to have an answer that's practiced and it's clear. It's really when you sit down for an interview and they say, tell me a little bit about yourself. You need 30 seconds to a minute of an abbreviation of your professional skills, maybe a little bit about your career goals, and just kind of a pitch to the employer. The idea is if you were to get in an elevator with an employer and you have until the top floor to tell that hiring professional why they need to hire you, that needs to be practiced, and that's what they should do when they approach an employer.
And of course, find out information about the employers are going to be there. You usually have a list available, so someone who's going to this career fair, they can look and see if there's something that's related to their major, and they may even be able to find some jobs they didn't know could have been related to their major.
So really soon we're rolling out Handshake, like we mentioned earlier. There's going to be lots of emails and social media out of the career office about that, and that's where they can go and see all the employers that are coming and then get that information. The employers actually put job postings in there as well, so they can see what they're actually hiring for. But I would encourage students, be open-minded. I mean, every bank is not only hiring accountants or finance majors. There's lots of examples that they hire all range of majors.
All right, well, once again, anyone that is interested in the career fair, when and where will it be?
Yeah, so October 18th from 10 to 2, it's come and go. I'd spend at least 30 minutes in Sartain Hall.
All right, and if anyone needs any help between now and then, they can come by the office
They sure
in
can.
Eldridge Hall?
104 Eldridge Hall, and then troy.edu/career services. All of our contact information.
All right, and they can check out resumes, information, tips for the big career fair, and get that last-minute prep for the big day.
Exactly.
So, all right, well, and they can use it anytime as well, even when there's not a career fair,
They
right?
can. Yeah, we encourage that. Don't wait till the last minute. Come on and see us, and we can do career counseling, major exploration, resumes, mock interviewing, and then that job search.
All right, well, that sounds like a good opportunity for students to find that crucial first job out of school.
Right.
Thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. And that's what happened on the third week of October 2017. To find out what's happening throughout the week, tune into Troy Trojan Vision News. We hope you have a good week and join us again next week for Troy Trojan Vision Weekly.